What if I told you the story of a warrior who walked among men and gods? Virgo Shaka was no ordinary knight. From a young age, he already demonstrated wisdom and cosmo energy beyond the norm. While other children played, Shaka meditated on the banks of the Ganges River in deep connection with Buddha. The boy was able to see beyond the visible reality. He saw the infinite cycle of birth and death that governs human existence. And this filled him with anguish. What is the meaning of life if in the end death takes everything? He once questioned Buddha. The answer came clear. Death is not the end, but merely a passage. Embrace this teaching and you will be known as the man closest to God. Thus, Shaka embraced his mission. With training and devotion, he reached the rank of Gold Saint, guardian of the Virgo house. His golden armor represented Astriya, the goddess of justice, and Shaka defended this principle with determination. It was said that he was the only one capable of reaching the eighth sense, being closer to the gods than to men. That's why many called him the man who is almost a god. Shaka was feared by his enemies. A mere wrist movement was enough to defeat them, using illusions and mental techniques instead of brute force. He sought to destroy not just the body, but the very mind and will to fight of his opponents. This approach required great discipline and control. That's why Shaka kept his eyes closed most of the time, conserving his cosmo. When he opened them, all his power was unleashed at once. When the Bronze Knights invaded the sanctuary to rescue Athena, Shaka was among the defenders. He faced Seiya, Shun, Hyoga, and Shiryu effortlessly, returning all blows against them themselves. His victory seemed certain until Phoenix Ikki appeared. Even wounded, Ikki managed to hit Shaka with his suicidal move, the Phoenix. Instead of dying, however, Shaka used his mental powers to teleport along with Ikki to another dimension. There, he enveloped the knight in an energy field to heal his wounds. This act of compassion surprised Ikki. Shaka explained that he admired his determination to fight for his friends, despite following such different paths. Then, he asked the Ares knight to bring them back, ending the battle in a draw. In the war against Hades, Shaka once again proved his worth. Alone, he defeated an entire army of specters, showing that his faith and determination were unshakable. When Saga, Shura, and Kemu returned from the underworld to attack the sanctuary, Shaka had to face the three powerful knights at the same time. The battle seemed impossible until Shaka realized that the Golden Knights were being manipulated by Hades. Risking his own life, Shaka convinced the three to use the Athena exclamation against him, so he could descend to the underworld unnoticed. His golden cosmo withstood the impact of the forbidden move, allowing Shaka to reach Hades' domains. There, he confronted the Emperor and almost defeated him, before being stopped by Athena. Even after so many battles, the flame of justice within Shaka remained lit. He never gave up when he believed he was right, even in the face of the gods. This conviction made him a warrior feared by enemies and admired by allies. Shaka honored his title of the man closest to God, balancing power and wisdom in equal measure. His journey shows that different spiritual paths can converge to the same ideal of justice, and that the courage to face our doubts can lead us to the answers we seek. Virgo Shaka embodied this lesson like no one else. He lived guided by his mission, walking an extraordinary path between heaven and earth. This is the story of the knight who overcame limits to prove that the strength of will truly moves mountains. Even in the face of the gods, he never abandoned his convictions. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit more about this legendary warrior. Until our next conversation.